Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the regular village council meeting for the Village of Forest Park will come to order. This is our Monday, July 10, 2023 village council meeting. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able, please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Like so now.
Roll call.
Commissioner Maxim,
Here.
Commissioner Nero.
Here.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin. Here. Commissioner Vogt. Here. Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Commissioner's first item is approval of the minutes from the June 26th village council meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, if there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we're at public comment.
Yes, Scott Preslack.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to the council and to my neighbors tonight. My name is Scott Preslack, and I've lived in Forest Park for a little over 5 years now, and I was a part of the Altenheim Advisory Committee. To be clear, I'm here tonight as a Forest Park neighbor rather than as a representative of the committee. While I have not provided comments to the council in the past, after reading some recent reporting in the Forest Park Review regarding the Altenheim Advisory Committee report and subsequent ongoing discussions, I wanted to quickly provide some additional insight as to why I personally supported the committee's findings and the process the committee used. First and foremost, I would like to thank all the members of the public who provided their input throughout the committee process. Specifically, I would like to thank Mr. Gene Armstrong and the other members of the Concerned Van Buren Citizens Group who were regular committee meeting attendees and often provided the same kind of public comment to the committee as I am tonight. Mr. Armstrong provided the committee with plenty of valuable information, including this booklet he provided to all members of the committee during his 15-minute presentation at the committee's December 5th, 2022 meeting. While we did have a resident of the Grove community on the committee, who is also happens to be here tonight, Mr. Armstrong's additional insights were helpful throughout the process. I understand that many of the recommendations in the final report were not what some of my neighbors were hoping for. In fact, there are parts of the final recommendations that I am also somewhat disappointed in. I was, however, still proud to sign my name on the final document. While I cannot speak for the committee as a whole, I am also willing to guess that no single committee member ended up with getting everything they initially envisioned for the property in the final report. The Altenheim Advisory Committee was created as an interdisciplinary group of local neighbors and stakeholders to come to consensus on a suitable recommendation that was in the village's best interests within known constraints, in our collective opinion. Consensus building is not a referendum or a vote, but rather a process that ensures everyone's input is made available and thoughtfully considered before making a final compromise recommendation. I feel the committee met that standard and considered all options, including positives and negatives. Excuse me. I feel this committee's ultimate recommendation reflects what the committee felt was the best for Forest Park, considering known constraints, village finances, and the realities of the real estate market. While I do share my neighbors' concerns about the website issues and availability of meeting materials publicly, In my opinion, I am not sure if additional public input would substantially change the final recommendations of the committee. However, that is now up to the village council, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Scott.
Marty Tlallian.
Hi, good evening. I'm Marty Tlaley and I live at 7335 Jackson Boulevard in Forest Park. I was the chairman of the Altenheim Advisory Committee, but tonight I'm just speaking for myself. Gene Armstrong, of the chairman of the Concerned Van Buren Citizens, made a presentation to your council, to the village council on the 26th. And I'm here tonight to kind of clarify and correct some of the misleading and erroneous statements that were made by Gene. Concerning the AAC final report. He made statements that we did not address claims. There were the claims by Gene that we did not engage in discussions with stakeholders and the purpose of the plot plan. So I'd like to address those two issues. Regarding the discussions, the AAC final report states, and I quote, "The AAC engaged in discussions with major stakeholders, including members of committees from neighboring residents and advocates for public use." In his remarks, Gene stated the following, and I'm quoting Gene here. "I can say with certainty that the AAC committee held no discussions with members of the committee from the Grove. In fact, neither Muse or the committee even contacted the board of the Grove Mid-Rise Condominium Association, the board of the Grove Community Association, the board of the Grove Townhome Association, or leaders of the Concerned Van Buren Citizens." And Gene further stated that the Concerned Van Buren Citizens asked to make a presentation and was, as he claimed, allowed 3 minutes to speak, and that he answered 2 or 3 questions. And further quoting again, Gene, "There was no discussion that involved members of the Concerned Van Buren Citizens. I respectfully suggest that my 3-minute speech was not a discussion with the committee." In fact, I personally asked him to make a presentation to the committee. He was allocated 15 minutes. The 3 minutes that he talks about was 3 minutes of public comment that he was allowed to make, and he made repeatedly, which we encourage public comment. But for him to say that he only was allowed 3 minutes to speak is incorrect. He was given 15 minutes. His presentation was included in the summary. If you go on our website, the presentation that Scott presented is on the website. There was 4 questions and answers that took place after Gene's presentation. That very same night, December 6th, the ad hoc committee, Ralph DeFebo spoke, made a presentation. His presentation is in the council and on the website. It wasn't a formal presentation, but BJ Reed of Fort Parks Firefighters also spoke that evening, made a public comment. He was allowed to go longer than 3 minutes, and we engaged him in questions and answers after his as well. All those presentations are on the website. So for Gene to say that there was no contact with their group or their leadership is just not correct. And regarding the issue of the plot plans, there's been a lot of discussion about the plot plans. And Gene made some comments about that the plot plans do not represent the goals and visions of the AAC. Nowhere in the report does it say that those plot plans do that. And again, I'd like to read to you what it says in the report concerning those plot plans. They're the last item in the report. They're called conceptual plot plans, and then I'm reading from the report. "Although the density of the development, amount of open space, and overall plot plan must be determined by the village in conjunction with the developer, 2 example plot plans are offered for conceptual purposes only. One plot plan shows essentially the maximum possible density of development, and the other plot plan shows a mid-level density of development. The plot plans are attached." Nowhere, the end of the report, nowhere in the report does the AAC recommend any degree or amount of development and open space. We identified key considerations that any bodies should look at, key considerations that, are the financial, residential input, there's many items. So that for people to say that the committee represented throughout this as the vision is simply incorrect and only an indication that they have not simply read the report. So I'm here tonight to ask everybody to just read the report and let's try to do it in an open fashion, not trying to demean the process by making statements which are incorrect and misleading. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Tillalian. Any more public comment?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, there are no formal communications in front of the council tonight. There's no department reports tonight. We are at bills by resolution.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for the respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $1,339. Public Affairs, $9,718.75. Police Department, $1,381.50. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $174,530.01. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $8,531.95. Department of Health and Safety, $5,318.40. Streets and Public Improvements, $5,852.31. Public Property, $27,161.54. Seizure, $2,122.53. TIF, $4,466. VIP, $24,389.11. Water Department, $197,965.15. For a total of $462,776.25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-58-23.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, there's no unfinished business before the council tonight. Moving on to new business, the first item is an ordinance amending subsection 1 of paragraph A of section 1-8A-5, Article A of Chapter 8. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion?
I have a question.
Commissioner Vogt?
I just wanted to get a little bit more information on the process and make sure that it's still accessible, folks. If we're not publishing it in the paper anymore, like, are we publishing these in a way to make sure that it's getting enough distribution to make sure that everyone has access to seeing these opportunities? And then is the online process, should it not be available to someone to apply online? Do they have the ability to apply the traditional way and what that would look like?
So, all good questions. So the context of the code amendment is in regards to our larger street, sewer, alley projects. Earlier this year, when Engineer Emilio was here, or it was in one of his correspondence, contractors today for these type of projects utilize the online platform to learn about bids and to submit bids. Bid opening and bid submission is done online and bid opening is done online. So it's fully integrated in an online platform for learning about the bid, submitting a bid, and then opening the bid and as well as bid tabulation. So I went a step further to say, okay, if we're just going to utilize this online platform for our larger projects where the bidders go and find the bids, I'd also like to have a spot on our website, which we have right now, to put it on our website. We also post in our bulletin board outside the front of Village Hall. So what this code amendment says that is if we go through that process, we don't publish in the paper because the paper in this instance is irrelevant. Bids aren't found on the paper for these type of projects as much anymore. With that said, however, if we have a bid in the future or an RFP, we talked about RFP, during the budget meeting. That's going to be published because it's not a construction project where you don't utilize that online platform. So with some of the existing language that we have in the code, if we're not going out for bid using that online platform, we're going to post notice in the paper in addition to our website, in addition to a notice outside. So when we do need that online platform, since bidders find the opportunity on that online platform, we're not going to have the publishing expense. We're not eliminating the publishing expense because if we have a smaller project that will go out for bid or RFP, we'll do the paper. This doesn't eliminate the newspaper publication in its entirety. So we're just kind of morphing into what is the current trend and not having an expense if we don't need it. So I hope that answers it.
Is there any further discussion or questions, commissioners? If not, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rigovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-30-23.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of pay request number 4 for the 2023 water main project to Uno Construction. This is for Wilcox and Ferdinand. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? Yeah, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rigovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-59-23.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a motion to approve the Red Kettle campaign request by the Salvation Army. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rigovan. Discussion?
Nope.
Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rigovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. And Commissioners, the final item under new business for this evening is a banner request by the Garage Galleries Subcommittee. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rigovan. Discussion? There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rigovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we're at administrators report. Moses? Okay. We're at commissioners reports. Commissioner Maxim.
Just very short. I didn't have one. But I want to thank Marty Talalian and Scott Preslek and David Gulias for coming. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm extremely impressed with the work you guys did as the AAC committee, and I will continue to say that. So thank you for coming and you did a great job.
Commissioner Nero.
No report, sir.
Commissioner Mellon Rigovan.
Just to have a brief update. Thank you again for the comments tonight. I appreciate them as well. I was a reader at the Broadview Freedom School at the end of June in Broadview. And then I just wanted to thank the Park District for a wonderful 4th of July and to encourage everyone to participate at the Historical Society of Forest Parks annual garden walk. It is awesome. And I will be very involved in that. So join us.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Vogt.
Really quickly, I just got word of this before the budget meeting, so I'm not gonna say a lot about it, but Forest Park was just awarded a level 1 accreditation by the ARBNet Arboretum Accreditation Program. And that partners with the Morton Arboretum. And that recognizes achieving particular standards of professional practices deemed important for arboreta and botanic gardens. So I will share more information with that, but it's really exciting news and I just found out today. So thank you. And thank you, Sal, for putting through that application.
All right. I'll be very brief. A couple of years ago, someone suggested that we, beautify Village Hall through simple landscaping. We've got our summer help engaged now, and I've seen our public works guys out there quite a bit. Village Hall looks much more sightly with flowers pretty much all along the Des Plaines perimeter. So to Public Works, thanks for what you're doing. And to village staff generally, thanks for what you're doing. Everyone is doing a lot with less to some extent. And having said that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Nero will make that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxham. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogoven.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye, we stand adjourned.